I share the secrets of how I, a mere baronet's daughter, captured them at work and play. My ragamuffins. Firstly, you must watch. Study them in their natural habitat. Keeping your footman or butler at a discreet but reassuring distance can provide the necessary feeling of security you may need to take the first step into a neighbourhood more familiar to those below stairs. Over time, they will come to accept your presence, and a good supply of halfpennies in your pocket can go a long way to securing that first, crucial contact with the underclass. A favourite spot of mine is near the fountain in Endell Street, a mere stone's throw from the workhouse. I have spent many hours observing them there, young children playing in the dirt or struggling to reach the cooling waters of the fountain to quench their thirst. Mothers weighed down with baskets from the slum laundry, husbands frittering their wages on penny bets on street corners, and young girls with faces so fresh and full of hope that they are almost exquisite in their rags. I defy you not to feel captivated by them as I was. After many of these tentative forays, I would return as evening fell to the safety of my mansion in Mayfair. I sat in my studio with a good oil lamp, my pencils and my sketchbook, and revisited the whole scene in my mind's eye. But something was missing, and I felt the first stab of disappointment that my artistic venture may have come to naught. Then, as slumber enveloped me that night, I realized that if I were to truly recreate them, to capture their essence, I needed living, breathing specimens, just as the botanist culls the plants from the jungle floor to study them more closely. Oh, I was filled with such energy the following morning, I was unstoppable. My servants were dispatched at first light in search of the large hamper of rags I required to help dress my specimens in my studio, by frequenting the market at Petticoat Lane. The bundles were thoroughly fumigated, rendering them perfectly safe from fleas. Then I, most daringly, had to venture once more into the 7 Dials to see who could be persuaded to sit for me and to recreate the vibrant scenes from my imagination. As a brief warning to every budding artist, there may be many false dawns, no matter how many halfpennies, pennies, and even shillings you may part with to buy their goodwill. For the pledge by some wastrel to bring his chum who never washes, or the girl with matted ringlets, or the little boy with gaping holes in his boots, may lead to much frustration and disappointment. Then, almost out of nowhere, she appears, a mischievous grin lighting up her freckled, heart-shaped face, with knotted raven tresses falling to her slender shoulders, and just a glimpse of lily-white skin visible through a rip in her pinafore, which is festooned with patches. Not for her the constraints of bodices, ribbons, and bows. And her feet. Her pretty little bare feet, stained with mud because her shoes no longer fit, and her mother has spent the housekeeping on gin. She is older than she first appears, because she's never known a full plate or a full belly, giving her an almost luminous beauty, a waif-like quality. She is on the brink of womanhood, but retains the innocence of childhood. "Whatcha, missus?" She is perfect. You have your model, your muse, and your work can begin. Chapter 1. Mary. 7 Dials. London, June 1898. The first time I clapped eyes on her, all dolled up in her finery in the 7 Dials, I thought she was one of those women who pretend to look for servants in the slums, but who are really hunting for girls to get them into trouble. They promise them a good job, with board and lodging and pay, whisking them off to houses in the country or abroad. But when they get there, the girls discover their entertainment...